Why, hello there. You've caught me in a mid rant, and I have to make a very definitive choice right now. Which. Ow! Fuck! I just scraped my toe against the bottom of my desk. It's not the worst feeling, but it's certainly not the fucking best. The decision I had to make was to close that blind so that you could see me. What I had to give up for that is now I can't read, but I'm not reading, I'm recording a video. So let's just call this episode 1 of the Doggy Diaries. You've caught me in a mid rant. I haven't even tested to see if the microphone's picking this up. I pray to fucking God that it is, because I do not want to do this again. I will not repeat what I'm saying. That's why I'm recording it. So if I record it, it's repeated for eternity. So you caught me mid rant. I was ranting about my guy group that I'm trying to set up, or that I've set up, and it is now hitting a little bit of a storm just in flakiness. Maybe perhaps not a conflict type of storm that you would experience among a working group. More like sailing through the Arctic, facing rigid cold temperatures, and people are just starting to freeze to death. They're going back to their own ways, they're busy. So here are the four dynamics. There's the married guy. He's not married, but he has a girlfriend and he has a kid with a girlfriend. She lives with him. Why aren't you married? Huh? She can't take you land. You're a status Indian. She's not. She literally cannot take anything from you. And if you're worried about losing any of your shit, have all your assets, all your liquidity put onto reserve. You're safe. If that's it, I don't know why. I don't know why, and I don't care. But anyways, I do not give a shit. That's such a funny thing to yell. It's true if you're annoyed, and you can just do it for dramatic effect. But yelling "I don't care" is sort of an oxymoron, ironic thing to say, because like, if you didn't care, why would you be screaming about it? Well, I didn't care because I'm trying to work back what did not make it onto this recording. And when I was just yapping to myself, there's no agenda. I'm doing really free association. I'm witnessing what's happening in my mind as well as speaking, but knowing that there isn't this medium of only capturing my words, it allows me to say some things and think others and not worry about it. So I guess this exercise is to continue doing that and acknowledging that there are some things that are going to be happening in my mind that I'll be able to see and hear, and that there are things that I'll be saying, and keep in mind that perhaps I should only say things with the intention of others hearing it and it not just being an exercise for me to hear my own voice. But honest to God, that's 99% of why I'm doing this. Well, I'm doing this because I've done so much of this. I'm doing this, Allah be praised, that I can just yap on the fucking computer and then get some views, get some subscriptions, get some fucking money. I don't want a real job. What? There's not going to be any fucking real jobs. There's people fucking blowing up data centers now. I wish there were. I'm not promoting that. I'm not being some communist leader. I I love AI. I fucking love it. I talk to AI all day. But what I'm getting at, so there's these jobs being replaced, these low-level loser jobs. And if you're afraid, sorry, but if you're afraid of your job being replaced by AI, you're a low-level loser. Doesn't matter what you are. You'd be a manager, you'd be a fucking CEO, you'd be a fucking Denny's waitress. If you're worried that AI is going to steal your job, you're a fucking loser, okay? But it's more so people who make like posters, like really, the gig economy, like it's the gig economy. Why are you so surprised about the sudden, doing finger quotes here, sudden instability of the gig economy? Because when I look at a flyer, I'm like, oh yeah, this has some heart and soul in it, doggy. Someone poured their fucking spirit into this flyer, and I can feel it, doggy. That AI slop, that AI crap, they don't know how to make art when it comes to a flyer. Hey, dude, fuck you. I'm not going to your concert. Fuck your event. You know why? Because you didn't put your heart and blood and sweat into that fucking poster, man. Anyways, gone wildly off course, but that's what you want to do, right? Also, fuck everyone at YouTube and at the. I love you, YouTube. I love you so much, YouTube. Play the ad now here, YouTube. Okay, don't be crazy. But I love you, YouTube. I love you so much. What am I talking about? Something about YouTube. Oh, yeah. See, this is the free association. Hello, my name's Justin. This is the free association thing, um, where I'm just taking from the ether. But I'm not going to be like a niche. It will be a niche upon itself, but you go to these YouTube tutorials or like these Domestika courses. I've bought like 15 Domestika courses. I've done one. I've seen YouTube tutorials on like how to be a YouTuber. And the first thing they'll tell you is like, nobody wants to listen to some random person yammer on. Hey, fuckface. If you don't want that, I don't give a shit. Finish this video. And when you leave for work, get 5 different devices. Put this video on. Put it on repeat. Change the VPNs in each device. Crank up my views here. Because this is what it's going to be. Also, horse shit. Fucking horse shit. I know people who put on YouTube and it's some woman just literally, and I mean this in the most insulting way as possible, yammering, incessantly bitching in the most unlistenable tune I've ever heard in my fucking life. When I hear this one, I don't even know this woman's name. When I hear her on YouTube, I fucking turn it off. I'm like, you're not listening to this. I'm not listening to this. This is horseshit. Why would you invite an incessantly bitchy, annoying woman into your house through the fucking Illuminati Ethernet of our holy YouTube? I hate that shit. And I know the polarizing effect, but like, why the fuck would I invite your ass into my home, huh? However you interpret me, asshole. Oh shit. Fuck! Why is YouTube pretending to be first video? You demonetized. No one saw this video, but you demonetized. That's my impersonation of a YouTube executive. But YouTube's like, you can't curse in the first 10 minutes. I'm not editing this. You can't curse, you can't say certain words, and you can't curse within the first 10 minutes or you'll be demonetized. Because a child might stumble upon this. I've seen child content on YouTube. It's Spider-Man rubbing his crotch into Moana's face. It's like SpongeBob sticking a cucumber up his ass. Like, it's weird ass shit. It's like Bluey and Bingo chopping up some mystical powder and then snorting it off of Squidward's nose. And we all know what Squidward's nose looks like. Okay, what do I'm trying to roll it back here. My 4 friends and their shitty lives. Okay, yeah. So the first guy, he's too busy. He flakes a lot because he has his girlfriend and his kid, and I get it. That's important. But, like, trying to make time kind of flakes out sometimes. Even if it's like a week in advance, something comes up, and it's like, I'm not gonna like fucking persuade you into trying to hang out. Oh, I'll see you when you see you. And it's I don't want to make this about me and my attachment issues. I'm actually trying to focus on the familial dynamics they have. So I'm actually bored of this topic, so I'll speed run. One buddy has a girlfriend and a kid, and they live together, and they're not married for some reason. But I don't care. But does it's confusing for me, and that's what matters. Because, like I said, kid live together, man and woman. You should be man and wife. For me, it's easier to call her your wife, but you're not married, so she's not your wife. So that's where I'm kind of like, what? Common law? Just get married, dickhead. Just get divorced if it doesn't work. You're not fucking Catholic. And even if you were, who gives a shit? Even if you are Catholic, get divorced. And the Catholic goes, no, she's your one true wife. She's the first one. Okay, then. See you in heaven, bitch. Okay, buddy number two. I don't know if I said this on the camera. I don't think I did. He's depressed from Monday to Friday, and then he only feels joy on the weekend because he's an alcoholic. He binge drinks on the weekend. That's the only time he feels joy, is when he's drinking on the weekend. And when I try to see him on Thursday, he's fucking miserable. Well, he's not miserable, but his energy is kind of low. He's like a dude. I actually do think he's drinking. I was actually gonna be really clever here and be like, actually, you know what? He's not drinking on the weekend. He only feels joy on the weekend because that's when he gets to see his kids. But now I do think he's closet drinking. I don't care. He could, he couldn't. But the kids thing is true. I went on this big rant before I pressed record about. I was trying to like weigh which one's more difficult to like live with, like being a weekend binge drinker and then physiologically incapable of feeling joy from Sunday to Thursday because you're not drinking, and then on Friday and Saturday, possibly Sunday morning, you're drinking, so your body can actually process joy because of the dopamine. What is it? GABA. It's the GABA. GABA goes up, glutamate goes down, and that's why you feel so fucking awesome. But when you're hungover, your body's like, oh, what the fuck? We spent way too much GABA. Pull back on the GABA. Oh, we need more glutamate or whatever. Blah. So, it's like a balance, man. So, what's more difficult? The binge drinking on the weekend or only seeing your kids on the weekend? So, with the binge drinking, at least that's a choice you can make. You can say, okay, I'm going to choose to not drink. You might have to go to detox, you might have to go to treatment, you might have to do AA, you might just have to like give in to your addictive nature and become totally obsessed and possessed and invested and entranced. And I can't think of the word I'm trying to say, but those are enough synonyms for what I was trying to say. You gotta just do something else. You gotta become immersed. That's the word. You need to be immersed into something else that's not drinking, and then go through the uncomfortableness. The brain pathways need to change, and you'll get your way back. But yeah, it's more pathetic. It's certainly more pathetic and less psychologically imperative than having kids. So if you have kids, it's like bravo, you won biology. Congratulations, you've fulfilled your biological purpose on this earth. You have procreated. And then your brain will be like, these are my children. And I love them because they are a part of me. And I have an ooga booga part of my brain that says, I love them. I must protect them. If you're healthy. Some people hate their kids. Some people see their kids as little trophies. I don't know what it'd be like. I don't know what it'd be like to have kids. Maybe I love them. Maybe I'm indifferent. Maybe I have 68 baby mamas, like my sim did on Sims 4. I'd show people my sim, and they'd be like, "Your sim is my fucking hero, man." Like, I know, and he's me. That's me. Look, he looks like me. He's pursuing the same things as me. I am that sim. That sim is me. But if you only see your kids on the weekend, it's because society has like deemed you a fuck up. You could be a bigger fuck up and never see them, but like you have like institutions of power saying you simply cannot have them all the time. So that's harder to deal with. There's not as much personal power to change. You could change your ways, so to speak, and then perhaps convince them later down the line, but you're not going to get that fulfillment. You're never going to get that time back. And it's a bigger fuck up, but it's also like less within your control because it's I don't know, man. It is sort of a reflection of your own life, really, to lose custody of your kids, and it's usually tied to alcohol or drug use or crime or psychopathy. So, and if you're a psychopath or a sociopath, do you really give a shit like about the emotional bond with your kids? I don't know. You could, but is it just another trophy, another ego thing? If you're a sociopath, so. But what's more pathetic? Being because like the weekend drunk. That's these are two lists. The weekend drunk without kids, who doesn't feel joy, or the parent who doesn't see their kids like unless it's on the weekend. See with the parent, you've succeeded at your biological purpose and procreated. So that's like makes you less pathetic. But then you're more pathetic because you lost connection with them. You don't have them all the time. Society has deemed you unfit to be in their lives. But then, like being a weekend drunk, but you're a fun guy. I don't know. Do these have to be competing against each other? I'm not at any clear answer with this. Which one's more pathetic? Well, there's no answer. It's just biased, right? If you're someone who loves independence, like, you know what? If a guy gets drunk on the weekend, he's way fucking cooler, bro. He didn't lose his kids. He didn't fuck up someone's life. Actually, you know what? I just found it. I was gonna be like, and then the parent would be like, no, the loser who lost custody of their kids, they're way cooler. I answered my question. The single childless drunkard is less of a loser. I don't drink, so I got no dog. I got no kids. I got no dog in this race. But then again, going back to my sim, in my ideal life, I have 68 baby mamas, so I probably want to be seeing my kids every weekend. I would have 68? They would get like one weekend a year. And I think that's badass, man. I have the Louis J. Gomez syndrome. My father was killed when I was a kid, when I was a little baby, so forgive me if I'm a little off kilter. And have strange thoughts of dynamics of family and whatnot. Lewis has done a good job, I think, of like being there for his kid. He talks about cream pieing strangers though, so I mean, is that responsible? Does he really only have one kid? Is he doing some psychopathic shit where he's like, I got one kid, doggy, where he might have little bastards all over the place? Who knows? He might not. Who gives a shit? But he did say he's cream pied strangers. But then it's on the stranger. It's the woman's fault if they have that kid. Get an abortion. Jesus Christ. If a stranger cream pies you, you're a sick psychopath if you have the kid. I'm not saying don't get cream pied by strangers, but if you get pregnant from a stranger's cream pie, don't have the kid, you sick fuck. That's awful. That's abuse. That's abuse. And don't have kids with a guy who gets murdered 3 months after your son is born. You bitch. Okay, third guy's like familial dynamic. Sorry, second guy. We're going back to second guy. Yeah, so no, we already. He's depressed because he doesn't have kids. Third guy. I just nuke. I just. This is my revenge. Behind the curtain pull. None of them were available to hang out with me today, but they sort of did it in a cold way and not telling me, so I'm making a video about them instead. Third guy. Uh, incel. I don't know. Yeah. He has health problems. This is his cycle. He gets very sick. He recovers. He starts seeing hookers. He starts dating the hookers. He goes through some mommy issue fucking character arc he can't conquer. He gets sick again. This has been his life since he's a teenager. And I don't know. That's it. Can I push my levels? Can I push the bar further than that? So he's not an incel because he's fucking hookers, and then he's dating the hookers, and then going crazy about the hookers, and then like it's just this cycle. He really hones in on the desperation and loneliness of women, and he's just nice enough and courteous enough. He has decent social skills, but he's got nothing going on at all. And there's number 4, Cool Man Luke, me. This next topic. Uh, that's all. That's all you needed to see is the black. Hey! This is all you need to know about my familial life. I wear a fucking Deadpool T-shirt. That's the whole story, guys. Take that. Take that. This would be a good part for like my daughter to come up and sit on my lap and say, like, Daddy, I love that you and Mommy are married and that I get to see you 7 days a week and that you don't have some recurring mother's issue and I love you and you're my dad. I'm honest. Should have hired an actress for that part. So, 20 minutes. This has been an episode of The Simpsons in terms of length. I will be uploading this. This is the Doggy Diaries. It has nothing to do with dogs. It should be very apparent by now. If you're someone, I trick a bunch of like lonely women in their 30s and 40s to my channel by calling it Doggy Diaries, or my show Doggy Diaries. Like, oh, it's the journal of a puppy. I do look kind of like a puppy, though. It's the journal of Bluey and Blue and Clifford the big red dog. Oh, it's a story. It's a show about a dog who talks about its day. Oh my god. But instead, it's whatever the fuck this was. Do we push on? Do we push on from this? Was there any physical, mental thing from this that we can pull forward? So this would be a good stream. This would be... I could just start playing video games. Like, yeah, we're going to go back to Starlight. I call it Starlight. It's called Star Maps or some shit. It's Starlight. It's like Fallout or Morrowind, but in space. You know what I mean? It's like an RPG. You go around, you make money, you talk to people, you do some persuasion, you make some choices with your words. It determines, how you map out through the whole story. You'll gain experience and some characteristics and skills, and then you'll build up, and there's probably some karmic bar weighing what you do. In Morrowind, there was a hidden one You may not have known this, but your actions were actually tallied in Morrowind. And I stole so much on Morrowind that I got a pop-up and it said, "Hey buddy, you shouldn't be stealing so much. And as a consequence for you being such a little dirty fucking thief, we're just going to delete like 7 of your saved files." Now, say I was just an individual and all those were my saved files. That would hurt. No, that would suck. Yes. But I was like 8 years old, 9, 10. I was a little kid. And that wasn't my Xbox that I was playing on. That was the Xbox that me and my 6 cousins shared. And those 7 files that got deleted, none of them were mine. You think anyone believed me when I said I just stole so much that the game said that I needed to be punished for my sins, and it just deleted your guys' files? And they were like, "You're banned from the Xbox for like a month." It might have been just a week. And I heard them like muttering and counseling amongst themselves, and like, "He just can't do that shit. That's fucked up. He just can't delete our fucking files like that." I didn't. I was stealing. But it's kind of like karmic, but it was built in the game for that to happen. Fucked up. Also, hey, fucked up for the developers to have that Easter egg in there. Like, you shouldn't do that. What, I'm gonna learn? You think I learned? You think I stopped stealing in video games? It's a fucking video game! Dude, it's gonna suck when you die, and you will die one day. I won't. When I die, I'm going to go into a DMT trip, and I'm going to jump from people's dreams to people's dreams. I'm just going to exist in people's dreams. And I'm going to do that till I'm bored. I'm going to enter this whole different dimension and reality that's going to make this life seem like a fucking blip. I've never done like ayahuasca or DMT. I don't need to. I just come out of it. I imagine if I did DMT, I would just like, it'd be like 1 second, I'm here. I would not remember the trip. It would have no effect on me. Or I don't mean to be a black and white thinker. I'm very aware of the rainbow in between these two parts. Nothing happens to me, or I just black out and I don't remember anything. Or I'm lost forever. I'm literally lost forever, and I never come back. I never come back. I think I come back, and it's, yeah, Justin, you are God. You are a fucking super famous guy who gets tons of bitches. Super famous guy. Miraculous, divine, feminine bitches. Bitches. What am I talking about? Oh yeah, bitches. No, what the fuck was I talking about? Dying. Going back to dying. So when I die, I'll have like infinite lives. I'll be going back in time and in the future, throughout my life, visiting people in their dreams, maneuvering history so things happen the way that they need to happen for me to exist. So sorry, guys. Not sorry. I needed to do it. I need to do what I do when I die, or else life will never happen. Okay? But when you die, you'll go to heaven. Well, you'll go to the pearly gates. And then God or St. Peter will be like, it says here you killed 90,000 black people on Grand Theft Auto 6. You went every day for 17 years. You went to the beach in Vice City and you specifically only killed black people. You have unlocked platinum status heaven. Come on in, buddy. No. It'll be like what I'm trying to get at. What if when you die, you're judged for the actions you did in video games, because it's like, sure, it was just a video game, nobody really got hurt, but you made those decisions. You, with your psyche, with your gift of consciousness in life, made certain decisions. It's even kind of worse doing these bad things because you only did them knowing there would be no consequence. The only silver lining, the only argument what I would make, which isn't foolproof, but you give it your damn shot, is I was curious. I just wanted to see what would happen. I don't think that holds up in court. You do bad things. What do you think is going to happen? Bad stuff. Video games. Anyways, yeah, I could be playing video games. And doing the right thing every time, living with high honor. That's so funny. Like 5 minutes ago, I'm like, you think that you deleting my cousin's files on Morrowind taught me a lesson about morality in video games? And then here I am, like, when you die, St. Peter's gonna fucking kick you in the nuts because you chose to be a bad cowboy. You should have been a good cowboy. And this is like how fucked up Protestants are, because Protestants, everything, and I'll throw the Catholics in there too, but the Protestants more so. Uh, Everything that you say Jews are bad for, Protestants and Catholics are doing. Especially with the greed thing, especially with the obsession with money and equating having money to hard work, or even more so, having money and having morality and like a good soul, like good karma, like good ding 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 ding. You a good boy. You're good because you have money. That is total Protestant thinking. It's westernized thinking, which isn't true because I'm thinking back and not saying that poor people are heavenly or divine. A lot of poor people suck ass and very well could improve their financial standing if they just changed how they live their lives. I'm not saying they're going to have Bugattis or have second homes in the Bahamas, but I've done it. I've literally done it. I've literally got up a couple rungs on the ladder by just changing some habits. But anyways, like wealth does not equate morality, obviously. But I'm thinking back in when I was playing Fable 1, and I hope when they come out with the remastered Fable, I hope you can still do this. St. Peter, please listen to me. Please listen to me, St. Peter, because maybe I'm just misconstruing what Christianity is. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe accumulating wealth and giving 10% of it or a lot of it to the temple of good does make me a good person. Maybe that is right. Maybe my mind has been polluted with Eastern and indigenous and New Age thinking. And I've lost the true path that God set before us. Never mind Jesus flipping the tables in the bank and beating rabbis. Never mind that part of the Bible. Maybe having wealth equates to good morality. So what I did in Fable 1 is I went to this town and I would kill people and then buy their homes and then rent out the homes and then do zero work. I would sleep for days so that the rent money would come in and I'd run around the town collecting rent money. And then I would sleep again. And I would do this, I'm not kidding, in real life. I do this for hours. I'm not kidding. I did this for hours. And then I'd go to the little well where those fucking gay little monks with their white robes were smirking, just standing there smirking. And I'm like, I need to be good. I need to redeem myself for killing these people and taking their homes and then making money off of it. Remind you of a couple countries out there? You guys think of the one. Oh, it reminds you of one. One that I support, by the way. Mm-hmm. Support. I actually don't support. Like, I literally monetarily do not support that country because I'm a status Indian and I live on reserve. I spent the last few years working on reserve. I had jobs that were just like it just say I lived on reserve and not get taxed. So none of my money. It's not your money, by the way. The money is owned by a singular person. Society just uses the money. You have like claim and title, and I won't. Don't argue like no, it's my money. Oh, if it's not your money, then I'll come and take it. Yeah, that's what people that. Yeah, hey, jackass. That's the whole system. That's the mindset. That's the whole mindset of capitalism. It's not your fucking money, so I'm gonna take it. But I mean, there's rules in place, Can't be taking people's money, but it's technically, if you want to get down to the molecule of it, it's not your money. It's someone else's. They just let us use it. But yeah. So Saint Peter, please understand, I only killed those people and took their homes so I could collect rent money so I could donate it to the church. Okay? All my sins in the video game. All my sins. Very clearly, I do not want this biting me in the ass. Literally in the video game. Please, I gave the money to you. I think I did that in Fallout 2 and 3. I did that in every Fallout. I just buy a bunch of business, buy a bunch of land, sit on my ass and sleep, and then wake up to collect the money. And then at the end of I can't remember. It's Fable 3, where at the end of it all you have all these kingly decisions to make, and it all depends on your purse. Thank God. Hey, back to you, God. Thank God I had the inclination in Fallout 3. I had learned from Fallout 1. You gotta get the bag, buddy. You gotta pack that bag. Because at the end of Fable 3, it is pay to win. It's pay to play. It's pay to win. If you're not sitting on a big fucking schmoog, what's that schmoog? If you're not a dragon sitting on a pile of gold, you're not going to win the game. I made one mistake. There was one thing I couldn't afford or do at the end of Fable 3, and it still haunts me to this day. I don't even remember what the choice was. I just remember that cunt fuck bad guy being like, "Oh, you can't serve your people then." But I actually think I made that decision just based on my own opinion and morality and not giving a shit about the thing. But I wasn't batting 1,000 at that point. Mind you, I'm doing this all off the cuff. I'm not pulling up anything. I don't even use Facebook on this computer because I hate Facebook. I hate it so much. I hate the color of Facebook. I hate the scrolling. I hate seeing my crush's banter with obviously fake accounts. Well, hold up. Hold up. If I thought it was a fake account, then I wouldn't care. Obviously, I think it's a real account, but what are you gonna do, doggy? Got warm in here. It's smoky as fuck outside, you can't tell. I like how shitty this camera is. Good lord, I hope the audio picks up. I have a microphone. Apparently that's fucked too. It comes in and out. But I didn't use it here, obviously. Should I buy a new one? I should. So, I was just thinking about my finances and how I'm just constantly just. I need. It's constant. I just want no liquidity, apparently. This isn't my fine. Oh, okay, we're this far in. I got something for you. So I'm 31 years old. I'm going to start film school in a couple months here. It's the end of July, so that's the 7th month. If you didn't know, hey, this is for the kids. Hey, YouTube, this is the monetized content for the children who stumbled upon this video. July is the 7th month. October is the 10th month. Yay! We're learning. So I'm starting film school at 31 in October. I'll be 32, actually. I'll be 32. I'm going to be the manic pixie romantic whimsy old head unk at this school. I'm going to have a lot of fun. I'm going to make a lot of great art. It's going to be very funny if I do become like wildly successful and this video exists. To say, he had it in him the whole time, didn't he? Classic. Oh, classic OG Justin. Ooh, this is a big pull. I just pull up like, and this. I was. Be funny if this just turned into like a murder mystery podcast. That'd be so funny. It's like, remember when he just started off ranting and then he became like a murder mystery podcast? That's chasing a very pathetic bag. I hate that shit. Why do you? I don't even. I was gonna be like, I don't even think those are real. I think it's a very big disconnect to reality to have an obsession about such things. But then, I think it's a real big fucking target on your forehead to be someone who's like, I'm really into murder mystery. Kind of just shows like you're easily manipulated, in my opinion, because you live in such fear and paranoia. And that you feel like there's some type of like something wrong with you and you deserve to be a victim. That's what I get when I see people obsessed with like murder mystery shit. That's when I have time to think about it and articulate it, that's what I think. But what I really think in the moment is this shit is boring, I hate it. Actually, I get pulled into it sometimes, but it's not something I seek out because I don't need external darkness. I don't need these evil people to get my attention. You know, not to live in the dark or with my head in the sand, but they win. When these evil murderers get identified and they get their stories told, they win. They get what they truly wanted, which was, connection, to have their story told, to exist in the minds of others because they walked down a very lonely road and they found a knife and they inserted the knife into someone's throat. Taken down from YouTube. That's crazy. And that's also crazy. It's crazy like the agenda that the elites have, man. Where like there's murder mystery content. There's like gay guys practically having sex on YouTube. There's all this sorts of shit, but if a guy is just saying his shit, if a guy is just talking to the world, man, just letting his mind be free, you try to lock him down. I'm being hyperbolic, but that is true. Damn it. This is recorded. one day. Oh yeah. Sorry. Yeah, my name's Justin. I'm 31. I'm turning 32. I'm going to film school. What I want this streaming podcast thingy to be is starting like this. This is going to be episode. This is episode one. No editing. No microphone. The blurriest fucking camera. If I could find, I actually like that it's distorted because you don't get to see like the you don't get to, it's not like HD, when it's like super HD, you can see people's like crow's feet and they're ugly. I can at least hide behind the distortion and look like a dog. I thought I was literally, I'm not gonna lie, when I did that, I thought I was going to look like Sydney Sweeney. And I was like, oh, I don't look anything like a dog like she does. She did a great job. By me just doing that, kind of did look like a dog. By me doing that, my thought was, man, Sydney Sweeney did a kick-ass job at looking like a dog. And it wasn't her, it was the makeup crew. It was the makeup crew. I'm sure you get to meet. I'm sure you technically get to meet like a lot of famous people, but you're meeting them in the makeup room, and like they're just like, okay, just gotta sit here and do nothing. It's like it's not even cool at that point. There's probably a makeup artist who's met like literally every celebrity, but they've only actually no, that would actually. I'm turning on myself right now in front of your eyes because I was like, my first thought was like, they show up, they're like, oh yeah, getting makeup done, do do do. They're for hours sometimes, and it just isn't like a sociable, intimate place, and the makeup artist just sees the shell of a human that they are because they're turned off. Kind of like me when I get my hair cut. I don't like talking when I get my hair cut. Mm-mm. But I was turning on myself because like, no, I'm sure there could be a makeup artist who's very chatty and charismatic, and there very well could be one out there who's like talked, who really actually takes a minute to soak in the time with the actors. Unless there's like some agreement or contract thing where it's like, don't talk to the actors when you're doing makeup. Like, don't get personal. Is it? I'm making a lot of shit up. So, going against a lot of dating advice, like in dating advice, they'll be like, don't ask questions, bro. Just make the statement. Make the statement and go with it. Which is more entertaining. But for your own mental health, I'm speaking to myself here, I do that all the time. I'm making definitive statements about things I know nothing about all the time and then believing it. And then I got to take a step back. I'm like, okay, what's the core question here? Let's start at the core question of what I'm thinking. And that's what I'm doing. I'm asking questions, I'm making statements, and I'm pulling it back because I don't really know. If I were a Hollywood makeup artist, of course I'd want to intimately know all the celebrities that I do makeup on, but that's not my job. My job is to do the makeup, to make them look like zombies, or zombies, or zombies, or maybe zombies, or maybe a different type of zombie, or maybe a spider, maybe a fat guy. Those seems makeup artists have just been reduced to like zombies and fat guys. Literally, that's it. Are they putting like makeup on, like pretty girl makeup on Emily Blunt? Is, does Emily Blunt not do her own like movie makeup for that type of shit? That would annoy me. I'm sure. I don't know. I don't wear makeup. I've never worn makeup. A girl put mascara on my eyes when I was 12. I did not continue doing that. God damn, that's so gross. Not me putting on mascara, the fact that she fucked like 30 guys in grade 8 is gross. I went to a different school. If I went to that school, maybe I would have been one of those guys, huh? What was I talking about? Makeup guy. Oh, movies. Yeah, so back to my story here. I am 31 years old. Yeah, you said that. Okay, okay, get on with it. What's the point? Okay, you're sorry. So this is the process. It starts as a shitty webcam video, and then as I go to film school, I'll get better equipment. I'll learn how to like actually tell like a coherent. I can tell a coherent story. I've told multiple during this hour, but you'll see the progress in this show, and you'll find this video and be like, he really stayed true to the art, man. Or I hope there are zero or close to zero. Uh, what's it called? Self-fulfilled prophecies in this first video. Well, let's count the ones that I would like to have. Okay, I will win an Oscar for best film, best original screenplay, best adapted screenplay, best editing, best music score, best actor, best supporting actor, best actress, best supporting actress. These are my films. Or I'll be trans. Hey, here's the self-fulfilling prophecy. I'll be trans and I'll win both best actress and best self-actress or supporting actress. Just kidding, I won't do that. Maybe I will. Who knows? Who knows? Let's see. Oh, best non-AI film, best non-AI film, best AI film, best cinematography. What else is there? Cinematography, cinematography. Fuck you. This is like the most important thing I care about, and I can't even fucking pronounce it. Cinematography. You know what I'm saying? Fuck you. Ah, okay, that. I'm going to inherit 999 trillion. No, fuck! God damn it, am I gonna have to edit this episode now? Let's restart the prayer. God, let me restart the prayer. Dear Lord God, baby Jesus, ruler of heaven, hell, and earth, I pray for you, Lord God, baby Jesus. I pray for 999 quadrillion, 999 trillion, 999 billion, 999,000,000, 999,000, $999.99, dear Lord God, in Jesus' name. In Jesus' name, give me that money. I need all that ridiculous amount of money. If I put that in the bank, if I put that massive amount of money, which, if I may remind you, was 999 quadrillion, 999 trillion, 999 billion, 999 million, 999,000, $999.99. If I were to put that into the bank, if I were to invest it and get a 5% yearly return, I would make $1.5 billion a second. A second. Can you believe that? $1.5 billion in a second. In this, tremendously rich. At that point, what do you? I remember putting this into AI. I'm like, if I had this much money, what should I do with it? Its first answer was like, build a navy. It was like, have control all the militaries in the world. Now that's a prophecy. We're dragging this to an hour, doggy. We're dragging it. We're dragging it. You know how hard I've been not making this just devolve into targeted harassment. I know those four people I said earlier, they're fictional. They exist, but they're fictional. Here's another fictional character. Autistic fuckface who's obsessed with World War II history. That's actually a lot of people. It ain't me, Dougie. I don't give a shit about that. Hey, If you're obsessed with World War II history and you're not currently planning World War III, what are you doing? You're wasting your life. So, I'm actually a super spiritual guy. And I've noticed my doggy Fram has gone way out of whack. So I noticed this thing where when I pull from the ether and I'm being creative, kind of spontaneous with my speaking, I start to speak from like my throat or my head. I start speaking in this area. So imagine there's chakras like all amongst your body. And when I'm in the creative free association state, I'm activated up here. And it's actually literally higher pitch. It's kind of louder. It's faster. It's not as congruent. Is that a word? It's all over the place, is the point. Whereas I take a moment to actually speak lower into like my diaphragm, my stomach, me cock and balls. When I actually speak from a lower, more baritone voice, more masculine, more masculine voice, I can't access that free association or creativity as much, but my thought process and my communication becomes more grounded and congruent, I guess. It's an interesting thing. I don't know if you could try this. I was gonna say tell me if it works, but I don't really care. It works for me. But yeah, sometimes I'll catch myself. I'll literally feel it in my throat and my head. I'm like buzzing, and I'm like, okay, hey, pull it down. Let's land the plane. Was there a lesson learned in this? This is going on YouTube. I'm uploading this. You can hardly see this. This is insanity. I don't think I mentioned the thing I didn't want to mention. What was that? What's the thing you didn't want to talk about? The bantering. Oh, the internet crash. I did totally mention that. What are you gonna do? Imagine. Actually, that is sad. That is a retarded, sad thing to have an internet crush. Especially with the high probability that it's a like 49-year-old dude. Not me though. Never me, bro. I ain't ever been a victim of that. I literally haven't. There was this weird thing that happened last year. Was it? I think it was last year. Was it this year? I can't. I don't know. I was part of this Discord, which I've been kicked out of for no good reason. A bunch of fake news. You shouldn't give trans Mexican women power in the Discord server. They will misuse it. But not. This isn't about. say, say her fucking name, bro. I want nothing. Hey, for this career, nothing to do with that community. But there was this one chick, and I had pissed her. This other chick, not the Mexican trans, and she's not actually trans. Everyone just calls her trans because she's so spicy. She's a little bit assertive and aggressive. She's so spicy. But this isn't about the Mexican. It's about another chick on the Discord. Discord drama. If you have Discord drama, you need to change your ways. Stat. Long story short, she hated me on the Discord, but then we found each other on Instagram, and she didn't know that I was the same guy she hated on the Discord. And we got real. It was this year. We got really cute with each other. And I was literally like, oh yeah, you should fly out here, blah blah blah, I'll go down there. And she found out who I was, and then she blocked me. She started blocking other people, and she tweeted in. And then apparently she made a comeback to the Discord, and she's like involved again. It was bizarre for her to. It was bizarre. I wasn't tricking her. At least I don't think I was. I, hey, I really don't think I was. But it was just bizarre for her. Like, oh, you're this other person. You're this same person over here with a different name. What the fuck? But there was also a theory that it was an East Indian pretending to be that chick, and then that East Indian got called out on pretending to be that chick, which very well could have been true. But there was also a correlation of that chick leaving the Discord and then like being found out that she was existing on Instagram and connecting with people and then freaking out at everybody and then eventually coming back. The point is, there's a lot of friction with online relationships, and our mission here is to make sure I don't have a real job and I can just talk to the camera for the rest of my life. But we have other missions. Life isn't just one mission. You get more than one disc in the Plinko game. What do you mean by that? There's this game called Plinko. It's on The Price is Right. You drop a disc down this Plinko board, and there's a bunch of nubs all over the board. And at the bottom of the board, there's these different slots. One says 50,000, one says like 10,000, one says 1,000, one says 50, one says 500. A bunch of them say 0. So ideally, you want to land on the big number, but unless you're a fucking, is luck. I'm not even going to pretend that there's some like physics hack to win Plinko. And if there is, I'm going to find out. Can you imagine? That would be fun to find out. Is there some like math genius who's figured out how to perfectly win Plinko? But so with Plinko, anyways, you are the disc, right? And you drop the disc, and then gravity is the passage of time and space. And then you bump into these nubs, and these nubs are just different data points of life. They're different people, places, things, and events. You think life is going to go straight, but it doesn't. It bumps, and then it bumps, and it bumps, and there's all these things that happen. And then at the end of it, you land where you land. You ideally want to land in one spot, but just because of how the world works and all these different moving pieces, well, not in this case. You're the only moving piece. The moving piece is the puck and then gravity, and then you're bumping into things. Let's not overcomplicate this. The point is, you get more than one puck when you play Plinko. You drop one plunk, that's one mission. You land where you land. You drop another one, you land where you land. You get multiple pucks when in the game of life. In the game of Plinko. Plinko life. I fucking love Plinko. That's my favorite game. On The Price is Right, because it's just bouncing over like, ooh, yeah, ooh. People love Plinko. Oh, yeah, you need to get offline and better your life. You need to have fun. You need to be philosophical and spiritual and expand your horizons, be hardworking and industrious, be charismatic, that's very important. Charisma is very important. Be creative. What else is there? Be protective, be assertive. Respect your kinghood. Be imperialistic in that regard. I'm literally just listing the characteristics on Civilization 4. I'm trying to think if I missed any. You're going to be like, aggressive. I said assertive. Assertive is aggressiveness with tact. Every episode's going to be this exact thing, isn't it? Anyways, yeah, so this is the journey of me living on the res, restarting my life at 31. I didn't even get into the nitty-gritty of my life, but old school vlog, which will turn into like a very popular talk show, maybe a game show. Maybe some type of like weird immersive self-help spiritual AI thing for the VR. Maybe a video game. Maybe I'll be your virtual online boyfriend and my market will be lonely Japanese women in their 30s and 40s. Or white. It was recently actually just decided by the courts of men, the courts of powerful white men, that Asians and whites are the same. Asians are whites. You're just smaller.